Hey wrestling fans, if you haven't subscribed to WWE Express yet, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell right now, because we're about to break down one of the most explosive backstage moments in recent memory that changes everything about Seth Rollins' position in the WWE power structure. Monday Night Raw delivered another incredible episode, but what went down behind the curtain afterward has the entire locker room talking. Bron Breakker has officially arrived as one of the most dangerous competitors on the Red brand, and he just sent a message that Seth Rollins won't be able to ignore. We're diving deep into what actually happened, what it means for both their careers moving forward, and how this moment reshapes the entire landscape heading into the next chapter of Raw's most compelling storylines. The context here is absolutely critical because this didn't happen in a vacuum. Seth Rollins has been operating with a sense of control and authority on Monday Night Raw for quite some time now. Whether you're looking at his interactions with other main eventers, his presence in the ring, or his ability to dictate terms with the decision-makers backstage, Seth has maintained an aura of confidence and superiority. But Bron Breakker represents something different. He represents the unbridled, uncontrollable intensity of the next generation. He's younger, he's hungrier, and most importantly, he's operating without the political baggage or the calculated restraint that comes with being an established main event player. What happened between these two men backstage after Raw tells a story about a power dynamic that's been brewing beneath the surface. This wasn't a coincidental encounter. This wasn't two guys just randomly crossing paths and letting emotions take over. This is the result of weeks of tension, professional jealousy, and the kind of physical intimidation that only happens when two legitimate alpha males in this business start to circle each other. Bron has been making noise. He's been tearing through competition. He's been demonstrating that he doesn't fear the established order, and Seth Rollins absolutely noticed. The destruction that took place was significant because it showcased Bron's raw power and his willingness to cross lines that most young competitors wouldn't dare cross with a main event veteran like Seth. But here's what's absolutely fascinating from a narrative perspective. Seth Rollins is someone who thrives when he's underestimated. He's someone who takes an embarrassment or a setback and transforms it into fuel for a comeback story. The question now isn't whether Seth can beat Bron in a one-on-one match, because Seth is a master of ring psychology and technical excellence. The question is whether Seth will choose to address this directly, or whether he'll play a longer political game. From Seth's perspective, going to management and making a formal complaint might actually undermine the narrative that he wants to project. Seth has always been a guy who wants to be seen as self-sufficient, as someone who doesn't need anyone to fight his battles. But at the same time, he can't let this kind of physical assault go unanswered. There's a reputation element here that extends beyond just these two guys. If Seth Rollins allows Bron Breakker to destroy him backstage without consequence, it sends a message to every other competitor that Seth is vulnerable, that the aura of danger around him might be fading. What makes this moment so intriguing is thinking about where this leads both men. For Bron, the backstage destruction represents confirmation that he belongs at the top level of this industry. He just proved that he can physically manhandle one of Raw's most prominent figures. But he also crossed a line that has consequences. WWE's authority figures are going to have to address this. Whether that results in a match, a suspension, or some kind of official reprimand remains to be seen, but Bron can't just go around destroying people without facing the structure of the company. For Seth, this is actually an opportunity wrapped inside of frustration. If handled correctly, Seth can take this moment and transform it into the catalyst for his biggest and brightest chapter. He can position himself as someone who's being disrespected and tested by a younger generation, and he can use that to build towards something massive. Seth has the kind of mind and the kind of work rate to take this physical embarrassment and turn it into a psychological advantage. The broader implications are what really make this significant for Raw as a whole. You have younger competitors now showing that they're willing to challenge the established order in ways that are increasingly physical and increasingly boundary-pushing. That's a sign that the power structure on Monday Night Raw is shifting. You can't have the old guard maintaining their position without adapting. Seth Rollins is nothing if not adaptable. He's going to figure out how to respond to this in a way that either re-establishes his dominance or pivots into a new role that still positions him as a major player. The wrestling business is ultimately about respect, about earning your position through demonstrated excellence and through the willingness to push yourself and others to new heights. What happened between Bron and Seth backstage embodies that fundamental tension. Bron is demanding respect. Seth is learning that respect can't be assumed just because of your history or your credentials. This is exactly the kind of physical and emotional storytelling that makes professional wrestling such a compelling narrative medium. It's not just about what happened in those moments behind the curtain. It's about what those moments mean for the trajectory of both careers, for the positioning of the brand, and for the ongoing question of who truly holds power and influence on Monday Night Raw. Make sure you're subscribed to WWE Express because we're going to be following this story as it develops. We break down every angle, every implication, and every strategic move made by the wrestlers and the creative team. The backstage destruction between Bron and Seth is just the beginning of what promises to be one of the most captivating feuds and professional confrontations we've seen in recent memory. Thanks for watching WWE Express, and we'll see you next time.